folks who think that I am a little bit intense, that I need to take a chill pill, deep breath, and just relax. This video is for you. Hey everybody, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Welcome to another Be a Better Camper video designed to help you look through the eyes of campground owners in hopes that you will see things that you can do to improve your behavior in a campground so everybody around you can have a more pleasant experience. My wife and I own a campground in Central Texas. The stories that we tell are real stories. They're authentic stories that happen right here in Central Texas, but things that happen at our campground, they happen all over the country. So welcome to this video. Now, if you've seen a bunch of these videos and you read the comments, most folks are pretty supportive, I think. They're pretty understanding of what we go through and campgrounds all over the country go through. But there's some people that say, hey, Wingman, you are just too wound up. You need to chill. And, if you just chilled, everything would be fine. So this video really is for you. I got the short story is I'm not going to chill. I have been a lifelong camper. I've enjoyed camping and the outdoors, the people who do it since I was a baby. Thank God my family taught me about nature, and I think taught me the right way to appreciate, to take care of, and enjoy nature and the whole experience. And that when the opportunity for my wife and I to buy a campground in Central Texas came about 8 years ago, we jumped on it because it was a dream come true. What would be better than me helping facilitate these wonderful experiences for other people? But shortly after we bought the campground, we found out it is great. It's a whole lot more work than we thought it was going to be, but it's great. And we love it most of the time, and we love most of the people most of the time. But over the last 8 years, here's what's happening. You know it. More and more people are RVing today than ever before. That's good for business. It's not necessarily good for an atmosphere. I believe that campground atmosphere has changed through the years, specifically over the last 3 or 4 years. Since this COVID thing, it's changed a lot. The days of a quiet, very friendly, not a whole lot going on, place to escape kind of a campground, they've been replaced with a theme park and loud. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but there's all kinds of pressure on these campgrounds. And with that pressure, there's a lot of things that happen. And from the campground and the staff's point of view, it's like, oh my God, how do we manage all this stuff? I believe that we have to be taught what, Aristotle said, that give me the boy until he's 7 and I'll give you the man. I believe that if we teach our children things at the right age when they're little, we don't have to teach them and pray and hope that they're going to get it when they're big. And so to ignore bad campground behavior, to allow bad campground behavior to just happen, well, maybe if we just leave them alone, they'll stop drinking so much. How's that working out for you? Maybe that's the only time they're going to cut through our site. I don't think so. The people who don't get it, whether it's intentionally they don't get it or they just truly, they don't have a clue about campground etiquette, they don't get it. To not do anything, to not say anything is not going to be helpful. I mean, do you agree? Do you not agree? But what do you do? Especially when it's late at night. People have been drinking all day, drinking all afternoon, big group of people, and you're camping right next to them or a couple down. They got the lights on like a Friday night football game, a high school football game. They got music blaring up, they're cussing, telling dirty jokes, and all you're trying to do with your family is sleep. Is that too much to ask? But what do? Do you confront people? Here's what most people do. Most people call the campground. I'm going to tell you the truth. They call the campground or they do nothing. But when they call the campground, guess what the campground does most of the time? Nothing. They don't handle it. And I don't know about you, but when I am at a campground and there's an issue, I don't want to have to be the one to go fix it. I want the campground to fix it. I'll try to be nice. Hey guys, can you or pipe down a little bit? And if I get that vibe of, hey, this could escalate into a fist fight or worse, I back off. I contact the campground. But what happens if the campground doesn't enforce their rules? How many of you think that campgrounds should do a better job of enforcing the rules? That's my question. How many of you think that campgrounds need to do a better job of enforcing their rules? The problem is, most rules, the good campers, we don't need those rules. We understand them. They're unwritten rules of campground etiquette and common decency and respect and conduct between other human beings. Those rules are made because of some people made us make those rules. But if we don't enforce them, how good are we? People are paying good money. They want to have a good, pleasant experience. They read the rules and it says, no this, no that. You got quiet time starts at whatever the rules happen to be. And then if they don't enforce the rules, how does that reflect on the campground? Not good. So I want to know if you think that campgrounds need to do a better job of enforcing their rules, and what should they do? What should campgrounds do when these slob campers come in that are littering and loud and obnoxious and just all around jerks? Like I said, it doesn't matter whether they're intentionally being a jerk or they just weren't trained properly. So I sometimes, I know you're gonna get mad at me. Sometimes I go, boy, that kid wasn't spanked very much when he was a baby. Like I said, Aristotle said, give me the boy till he's 6 or 7 and I'll give you the man. That's the way I think that we need to do it. We need to train our children when they're young, and that way we don't have to train them when they get older, and then they make kids that they don't know how to behave. So, am I gonna chill? Probably not. But these messages are not about advertising. We love the campground business. It's a great business. Most people are great most of the time, but those who aren't, I'm not saying physically go slap them around, but to do nothing, to say nothing, is a sign that you're a doormat. They're gonna come back next year and be worse. And here's the funny thing. The more we have enforced, and the more of these videos that have been out there, guess what? You're never gonna believe it. The bad behavior at Big Chief has gone down. I'm telling you, there's still people out there, but the people who are watching this video, they're like, don't want to do that. Shh, it's quiet time. Hey, and they're helping each other. Why? Because I want the rules to be enforced, and I want everybody. This is a big family. We're all part of the same community. And so if you go to a campground, don't you want them to enforce the rules? It's not, have the Nazis there to take care of the offenders. But it just enforce the friggin' rules. Why have rules if we're not gonna follow them, if we're not gonna enforce them? Let me know. Do you think campgrounds need to do a better job of enforcing the rules? We'll probably read some of these comments on the air of the RV Show USA, maybe on our live stream. By the way, if you'll leave a voicemail message, that's what I would prefer. I'd prefer that you call our 24-hour voicemail line and leave us a voicemail message. Do you think campgrounds need to do a better job in enforcing their own rules? Let us know what you think. Again, I'm Alan Warren. I do a syndicated radio program called the RV Show USA. It runs on Saturdays and Sundays on radio stations all around the country. And then on Wednesday nights, starting at 7 p.m. Central Time, we do a weekly live stream where we get a chance to visit. We simulcast across YouTube and a bunch of Facebook groups that we've got on RVing and camping. We have a lot of fun. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, and right next to it, see that little bell? If you'll hit the bell, you'll get a notification when we go live. Again, love to know what you think. Should campgrounds do a better job in enforcing the rules? All right, until next time, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. And let's all work to be a better camper. Bye-bye, everybody.